Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fantastic today. Thank you for tuning into our channel and watching our videos. It's always a pleasure. Today I'll be reviewing the Phoenix Metro Market Update for August 2021. My name is Sean Rogers, lead of the Mr. Rogers Homes Arizona Real Estate Team. All of my contact information can be found in the description below, and I would be honored to answer any of your real estate questions, be it buying and or selling, renting, investing, perhaps upsizing or downsizing. But for now, let's dive into some of these fascinating statistics and enjoy ourselves. Oh, by special request, most of the pictures in this video are of different Valley of the Sun swimming pools. Here we go. In August, we had 10,298 new homes on the market for sale. The month prior, July, we had 10,347. So we're down a little bit from July in August. But the year prior, August 2020, we had 10,128 homes for sale. So we're up from last year. Inventory-wise, down slightly from last month. These are all good indications that the market is starting to level out. We're gaining a little ground. I don't know that we're ever going to have a 50-50 split when it comes to buyers versus sellers. But again, for the longest of time, it's been a seller's market, which again, prices were rising higher and demand was higher. So it caused a little bit of stress on buyers that were in need of housing here in the Valley of the Sun. Active listings. Now here's an interesting statistic that we actually have 6,089 active listings, whereas in July we had 6,226. So a couple hundred less listings than the month prior. And last year we actually had 7,167 listings. So as we can see again by the numbers, inventory from month to month is holding about the same, but now last year we actually had a lot more houses that were on the market, whereas the last stat we actually had more houses hitting the market. So those two correlating each other kind of give us, we're starting to paint a picture, which we'll carry on and talk about as this video progresses. Also, what I will do at the end of this video, I will post all of the numbers so you can have them, review them, print them, hold them, and just reference back to them month after month. As you know, or you may not know, every month I do this market report and we post them on our YouTube channel. So please make sure to reference back to the months that you're interested in. So with all the statistics put together month after month, you as well as I, as well as everybody viewing, can put together a pattern which can create a game plan when we reach out and talk about buying and or selling property here in Arizona. Wow, talk about a tight race. Speaking of sold properties, that is, in August, we had 8,563 homes that closed. The month prior, July, 8,605. Talk about a neck and neck. Last year, August, we had 8,666. So we can see just as the numbers are starting to be compiled and add together, we're holding pretty close to the amount of properties sold month to month and year to year. The last bullet point, active listings, we see that there were actually less listings on the market as composed to last year. And then the first bullet point we spoke of, just listed properties, were actually gaining a little ground there. So again, everything looks good. You have to keep in mind that with numerous people moving here to the Valley of the Sun, jobs being ample, the weather being nice, taxes being low, lower maintenance on most of the properties, that is increasing the demand, which then pushes up I would say, the stress level for some buyers that are needing a roof over their head. And people that are currently here, or homeowners that are currently here, well, if you have a good thing, sometimes you don't let go of it, therefore creating that lower inventory because not as many homeowners are putting their houses on the market. But overall, it's still not in danger zone. I would personally like to see a few more houses hit the market for sale, creating a little less stress for buyers. But again, there's nothing currently that has indicating factors to us professionals that the market is doing anything that it shouldn't do. And moving forward, we'll find you the perfect house if you're looking to buy, and if you're ready to put your house on the market. Our system is very unique and will get you top dollar as quick as possible if that's what you're looking for. Keep in mind, all of our contact information can be found in the description below, and I would be more than happy again to answer any of your questions in the realm of Arizona real estate. Next is ADOM. That's an acronym us professionals use for average days on market, ADOM. There, you might have learned a little something in the back office of real estate professionals. In any event, the average days on market for August was 27 days. The prior month, July, was 26 days. You really can't get much closer. And again, it looks like, much like our past stats, we're holding about the same, plus or minus, which is keeping the market about where it is. No big news flash there to reveal to anyone. However, let's look at now a year prior, which would have been August 2020, and we see that homes were staying on the market for about 47 days. You know, traditionally people ask how long does it take to sell a property or at least get it under contract, and usually the answer is 15 to 45 days. So 30 days is about average in this current market. There have been times where properties last about 15 minutes on the market, and I've had properties that can last months on the market. It really always comes back to supply and demand. Right now, we still have less supply inventory and more demand. Again, with people moving here, looking for houses, that for many states, depending on where you're moving from, the prices, although they seem to be creeping up and up, or actually they are creeping up and up, are still well within grasp or obtainable for people that may have sold at a same profit margin at a different location, but the house values were much higher. I always resort or use California or Colorado, for example, where they sell some of their houses at a much higher dollar value if they're paying that much percentage-wise. Here in Arizona, they're still ahead of the game. That doesn't hold true for every city in America. Some people moving from other areas, their market hasn't been as strong as or aggressive in the seller's favor, so they didn't pocket as much profit. So if they're coming out to Arizona, that is where I guess the little term sticker shock rings true. But either way, when you formulate a solid game plan, which we will for you when we talk about your buying and or selling needs, everything becomes clear, and we take it step by step to make sure we accomplish your real estate goals. So if you've been following along, and thank you if you have, this next 1 month's supply of inventory is not going to come as any surprise to most of us. We traditionally want to have between 2 and 4 months of inventory, giving us a mean average of 3 months. That's a healthy amount of inventory or homes on the market for buyers to select from. However, in August, we were at 0.71. Rounding up for the simplicity of it all, that would put it about 3 weeks of inventory, well shy of our 3-month target mean average supply. However, and as we've been seeing, the numbers keep showing the same thing over and over. The month prior, July, we had 0.72. So almost exact amount of inventory, 3 weeks, were available to potential buyers. Last year, August 2020, we were looking at around 0.83. So again, right in that plus or minus under a month, over 3 weeks, or right about 3 weeks inventory level. Like to see that number creep up. I'd like to see us get more to, again, the 2 and 3, even 4 month of inventory isn't unhealthy. Again, it's always going to come down to supply and demand. And right now there's just a lot more demand for homes here in Arizona as sellers can see their values going up. Perhaps they're holding on to see if they can get more dollars. I guess, quote, that makes sense. And then some of them might just be very happy where they are. No reason to move if in fact that's the case. So looking at the numbers, the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and this fifth bullet point, all indications that we're slowly getting to where we want to be, but it's still favoring a seller's market. Next, we have what I believe to be everybody's favorite, thus we kind of put it towards the end, average sales price. In August, we were at $494,864. The month prior, $503,884. So in the last 30 days, we're down about $9,000. Last year, and hang on to your hats for this one, we were at $401,353. So in over the course of about 12 months, increased property values saw around $100,000. That is letting us know if you're thinking about selling, now's the time for us to talk. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not a good time to buy. As we can see last month, prices dipped down, but the inventory is still lower. So we want to move cautiously if buying to make sure that we're dotting all I's and crossing all T's. So I hope that helps. Moving on to one of our last statistics, and as I mentioned earlier, I'll post the information at the end so you can look at it and get your calculator out, do a little figuring of facts yourself. I'm always here to talk about real estate. Love it. Can't think of anything else I'd rather do than helping you with your Valley of the Sun real estate needs. Be it buying and or selling, renting, perhaps you want an investment property, maybe you need to up or downsize. Whatever it is, the Mr. Rogers Homes Arizona real estate team is here to help. Moving on to the last fact of this video, listing success rate. That's just a different way of us saying when we list a property, what is the percentage of us selling that property. Last month, we were at 87.1%. The month prior, right at 89%. And a year ago, August 2020, we were at 88%. So that success of listing / getting under contract / selling your property has hovered right about the same, high 80s, just under 90%. And you might say to yourself, well, with the lower inventory, why aren't we at 100% across the board? There's a lot of different factors that go into that. Some people just want to test the water. We have what's known as a coming soon program that kind of does that plus or minus. Some people have a change of heart. Some properties don't sell in a certain amount of time, so they get taken off the market. People wait a little bit and then put them back on. So a lot of those factors are going to influence the listing success rate, whereas we're not hitting 100%. And you'll actually see the one other statistic that's on this sheet, which will be posted at the end of the video, coming right up in a couple of seconds. You'll see there's actually a listing to sold ratio, which is kind of saying that when we do actually list the property and sell it, you'll see that we're hitting higher marks than that 90%, actually 100%. So it all ties together that if the ultimate goal is to sell a property, it will get sold. Again, it has to be on the market, laugh out loud, but if it is, that will happen. Thank you for listening to this video. I know I've said it once and you've probably seen it twice, but please do us a favor. Click that thumbs up. Click that subscribe button, maybe ring that notification bell, and leave us a comment. We'd be more than honored to answer any of your questions there, or maybe do a video based on your suggestions. It's all about helping everybody. So until next time, please stay safe. God bless America. Talk to you again soon.